Coach Nichol, congratulations on getting the outside receivers job here at Arizona. It's kind of been a long time coming. You've been a graduate assistant here, and you've bummed around Texas Tech and Baylor, and always worked with receivers. But how do you feel to finally have that full-time job here at Arizona?
Yeah, it's a good deal. Like I was telling somebody else, it is sometimes hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But you just I always wanted to be at this level, and so you kind of grind it out at this level as long as you can and get with good people, and that's the key. I've been around great people, and like Sonny Dykes and Bill Beedenbow, and obviously here with Coach Stoops. And you always got to have a guy that gives you an opportunity, and he gave me one, and so hopefully it'll continue to work out.
Yeah, you were a receiver in college, and so far in all your graduate assistant and student assistant years, you've always pretty much coached inside receivers. But here you're going to coach outside receivers. What's the main difference in this offense as far as the inside receivers versus the outside receivers?
Well, the inside receivers, it's a lot of, obviously, just by the name of it, you're dealing a lot more with inside linebackers and blitzes. The inside guys have to be a little bit more on point as far as hot and routes and just understanding the blitzes week to week. Outside guys aren't as worried about blitz. It's more of just run your route and do your job. So typically our more experienced kind of, I guess you could say, savvy guys have been inside receivers. But I was fortunate the first time I was ever student coach and I worked with Sonny Dykes. I was in his meeting room every day for a year, and he had the outside guys. So, that was my actual first taste of it, was being with the outside guys.
Yeah. Well, what's the major difference as far as coaching? The first thing that you want to coach a kid, or the first thing you look for in a kid, outside receiver versus inside receiver?
I think the guys on the outside, at the end of the day, are always going to probably be faster kids. The ability to run, the big play type of situation is built more for the outside guys. The fades, man press on the outside, because, a backer or a nickel guy or a safety over the top can always affect those inside guys. But the outside guys tend to be more big play guys. And so at the end of the day, speed is what we always want at X or Z, more so than the inside guys.
Yeah. So which of the guys on the Arizona roster are you going to primarily be working with now?
Right now at X, we've got Terrell Reese, Derek Barkham, and then Kyle Randolph and Kyle Day. And then over at Z, we've got Terrell Turner, DeLaShawn Dean, and Devin Veal. Again, it's always kind of a working process. We want to get the best guys on the field, more than anything, the best five, including the running back. So, and of course we got big Robbie Gronkowski. So, we want to get the best five. But those are the guys at X and Z that I got. And obviously, they're really, that's a really talented group.
Everybody knows the two Terrells and what Daylock can do. Can you talk a little bit about both Devin Veal and Derek Barkham? Not a lot of people know that Barkham came in as a JC transfer, redshirted last year, but he may be the fastest guy on the team. Can you talk about both Devin and Derek and what they bring to the table?
Right, yeah, Derek, that's the thing with Derek, is we want him lined up at X, and, he's obviously new in our system, and we want his deal is speed. And that's what we want to do with him at X, is teach him a few things where he can utilize his speed. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because at the end of the day, you can't coach some of that, and now we got to get his release better and those kinds of things, but speed is the main key, and that's what he brings to the table, and he's got to continue to polish up his route running and his releases. Devin Veal is going to catch a lot of balls before he graduates, I think, because one, he really wants to be good. He watches extra film probably more than any other guy right now that I have. He's kind of football savvy, you know what I mean? He just kind of gets it. He comes from a family of athletes and that kind of deal, and he really understands what's going on. I think he's going to continue to be polished, and the more reps he gets, just the better he's going to get.
Yeah. Do you think with Veal, the overall sports IQ that he has comes from, the family with a big-time sports background, but also his high school? He pretty much did everything for his high school team down in Buenos Aires. He played, running back. I mean, he always had the ball. Do you think kind of just always being a leader down there helps with the sports IQ, along with, having a brother playing professional baseball and everything else?
No doubt. I mean, that's the thing in meetings, when I've started talking to the kids and stuff, and certain things we talk about as far as discipline and communication and being on the same page with the quarterbacks. That's the things where Devin, that's second nature to him. He there's no gray area as far as that goes. He gets all that, and he's going to do his job. He's going to always do the right thing from on a daily basis. And that carries over to the field. That's what I've been trying to talk to our guys about. One correlates to the other, and I'm looking forward to him. Understanding coverage, stance, and start, and alignment of the DB. He's going to be a guy that's going to really help him when it comes to route running and catching balls.
Yeah. As a graduate assistant here last year, you were primarily working around Coach Beedenbow and everything, but you were obviously able to see a lot of the receivers. Is there any one guy you're particularly looking forward to working with in a one-on-one basis?
I think I'm excited. I'm obviously excited about all of them. I think from that standpoint, T. Reese and Adela Shandine, from the standpoint of I think they're still they're coming out of it, but they're still pretty raw. There's a lot of talent, but they gotta get it polished up. And I think we're starting to mature as a group. Some of those guys are getting to that age where they start to kind of realize what's going on, so to speak, not just in football, but in class, and so as they realize that, they can't just go out and out-jump people for balls. They've got to be where they're supposed to be and understand the coverage and understand what's going on. And I think those two guys, if they get that, the sky is the limit. But that's part of it. They got to get it. So,
how much more growth does Terrell Turner have to do? I mean, he was kind of surprised. Everybody was looking for a De La Chandine or a Terrell Reese to really be the more consistent of the new receivers last year, but it turned out to be Terrell Turner. And what is it about him that makes him more polished than the others?
Well, that right there, the word consistency. I mean, I think from morning till night, day 1 to day 50, he comes out every day and works, and he's pretty consistent. He's never going to be a crazy rah-rah guy, and he's never going to be down. I mean, his personality, the way he deals with class, he is consistent. And that's one thing we're trying to preach and we've got to get better at. And to me, getting a little bit better every day is important to him, and that's why he played well. And, he's kind of to me, he's the leader of our group because he's just kind of been around. He gets it, and it's important to him.